The planet Krypton is on the brink of collapse. Years of draining its core for energy have destabilized the entire planet. Jor-El, one of Krypton's top scientists, warns the planet's leaders that their time is up. He urges the Council to begin evacuations and repopulate Kryptonian colonies across space. He also requests access to the Codex, a genetic blueprint for all Kryptonian life, in a last-ditch effort to preserve their species. But before anything can be done, a military coup erupts. General Zod, a hardened soldier and one-time friend of Jor-El, overthrows the Council with a group of loyal followers. Zod believes Krypton fell because of its bloodlines, and he wants to rebuild it with only the worthy. He asks Jor-El to join him. But Jor-El refuses to let Zod decide who lives and who dies. Managing to escape, Jor-El races to the Genesis chamber, steals the Codex, and returns home. Together with his wife Lara, they make an unthinkable choice. They place their newborn son, Kal-El, into a spacecraft, infusing his cells with the Codex to ensure their race lives on. Kal is the first natural-born Kryptonian in generations. Lara finds a distant planet orbiting a yellow sun, Earth, and Jor-El knows the sun's radiation will grant their son extraordinary powers. Moments later, Zod confronts Jor-El and kills him in a rage. But it's too late, the baby is already gone. Zod and his army are eventually captured and sentenced to 300 cycles in the Phantom Zone, a form of cryogenic exile. Not long after, Krypton itself implodes, releasing them from captivity. The baby Kal-El crash-lands on Earth and is adopted by a Kansas couple, Jonathan and Martha Kentucky. They name him Clark. Growing up, Clark discovers he's different, stronger, faster, and gifted with incredible senses. But those powers also isolate him. One day, when a school bus crashes into a river, Clark pulls it to safety, exposing his abilities to a few stunned witnesses. His adoptive father warns him to stay hidden. The world isn't ready, Jonathan says. He shows Clark the spacecraft he came in and a strange key that fits it. Years later, during a tornado, Jonathan sacrifices himself rather than let Clark reveal his secret to save him. Devastated and alone, Clark becomes a drifter. He works odd jobs under fake names and secretly helps people along the way. While working on a fishing boat, he responds to a distress call from an exploding oil rig. He holds it together long enough for the crew to escape, then vanishes without a trace. Later, at a bar, Clark hears about a military operation in the Arctic involving a mysterious object buried beneath ancient ice. After standing up to a trucker who was harassing a waitress, Clark walks out, and the man later finds his truck impaled on a telephone pole. Clark makes his way to the Arctic and discovers an alien scout ship buried in the ice. Inside, he encounters a holographic version of his biological father, Jor-El. The AI explains everything: Krypton's golden age, the rise of population control, the collapse of their civilization, and Kal-El's true purpose, to offer humanity hope and help them avoid the same fate as Krypton. The ship's AI grants Clark a Kryptonian suit. As he learns to fly, he begins testing his powers with purpose for the first time. Meanwhile, Daily Planet reporter Lois Lane arrives at the site to investigate. She sneaks inside the alien vessel, triggering its defenses. Clark saves her and flies the ship to safety, leaving Lois unconscious near the site. Her editor, Perry White, rejects her story about a mysterious Superman, but Lois starts digging. Her search leads her to Smallville, Kansas, and eventually to Clark. After learning about Jonathan's sacrifice, she decides to protect his secret. Meanwhile, Zod and his followers escape the Phantom Zone and begin searching for Kryptonian colonies. They intercept the signal from the scout ship Clark uncovered and trace it back to Earth. Now determined to make Earth their new Krypton, they bring powerful terraforming tech to reshape the planet's environment. Zod broadcasts a global message: surrender Kal-El, or face annihilation. To avoid war, Clark agrees to turn himself in. The military delivers him and Lois to Zod's lieutenant, Farah. Aboard Zod's ship, Clark is weakened by the Kryptonian atmosphere. Zod's scientist, Jax Uar, takes samples from Clark's DNA, hoping to create a genetically pure Kryptonian society. But Zod has bigger plans. He activates a massive terraforming machine, the World Engine, one part in the Indian Ocean and another in Metropolis. If successful, Earth will become Krypton 2.0, wiping out all human life. Clark, now fully embracing his role as Superman, escapes with Lois using the Jor-El AI, and they rush to warn Earth's military. In a fierce battle, Superman fights Zod's forces and takes down the World Engine, saving countless lives. Meanwhile, the US military uses Clark's own ship to launch an attack on Zod's mothership, sending most of the invaders back to the Phantom Zone. But Zod survives. With no way to bring Krypton back, Zod loses all reason. He goes on a rampage through Metropolis, determined to destroy humanity as revenge. In a brutal aerial fight, Zod threatens innocent civilians, forcing Superman to make a devastating choice: he kills Zod to save them. In the aftermath, Superman begins to earn the government's trust, though he stays off their radar. To lead a double life, he takes a job as a reporter at the Daily Planet, allowing him to be close to the action, while keeping his true identity hidden from the world.